there, family. Welcome back to the journey. Welcome to this edition of the Sunday Monday vlog. And Merry Christmas from Maximus and me and everybody at the homestead. So today we've been sitting here, we've been relaxing, and we just got done watching It's a Wonderful Life. Earlier we watched A Christmas Story. Merry Christmas, DT. And we put a small little ham in, and we all had some baked ham. So the dogs were happy about that. Everybody's fat and happy. You can see over here, I call Max up on the couch, but you can see he was over there sleeping as well with the other three. Christmas trees lit. Rest of the other stuff's lit. And then, of course, I had the It's a Wonderful Life on TV. And then, of course, the fire's roaring away and doing its thing. So, got over to the animals today, got them fed, broke the ice in the pond again, the 23rd at like 2:30, 3:30 in the morning with wind chill on my phone. It got as low as minus 26 before I went to bed. So it could have got a little bit colder, but I know it at least got to negative 26, which is nothing compared to minus 55 in Colorado. So I know other places got minus 50s, minus 40s, minus 60s, and it's still not as cold as what I went through here in Arkansas. However, everybody here in Arkansas, minus 26 was extremely, extremely cold. It's like once in a 50 to 100 year event out here, 100 to 150 year event, something like that. And luckily, I picked a great place in Arkansas because they have not run me out of town. This is 3 winters here in Arkansas, 3 winters of cold and snow, and they haven't ran me out. So fingers crossed they like me enough they're going to let me stay here. And I think they do because I got some Christmas cards from people here and from other places. I got invited to a couple Christmas dinners. I had several people offer to bring me Christmas dinners and cookies and things like that. And I just don't tend to go eat with anybody. I don't tend to take food from anybody. However, the Homesteading family next door, they brought a chocolate pie over, which I'm not a big sweets person, but I did eat that. And I guess he's a culinary chef or whatever, and made spaghetti and meatballs and all that, but it has mushrooms in it. So for those of you that don't know, I'm allergic to mushrooms. And I told them I can't have nothing with the mushrooms. And so they're like, they're going to bring me the chocolate pie over anyhow. And I ate the pie. Max wanted some pie. He's upset he didn't get pie. He got ham, but he wanted the pie as well. And it was really, really good chocolate pie. Probably one of the best ones I've had. It had different layers to it, which was unique, but it was really good. So they came by, they gave me a Christmas card. I got several emails from people, of course, Facebook, Instagram, and that's it. So, and phone calls. So I heard from a lot of people. It's been a good Christmas. Like I said, we woke up today at, I think it was 11:30. They let me sleep until. And then we watched The Christmas Story, and I put the ham in, and then we ate ham, and then they stayed home. I went over, I fed the animals, broke the pond, watered them, took care of them, came back, watched It's Wonderful Life, started the stove up real good, and then just been here relaxing, and then doing the 8 o'clock Sunday, Monday vlog. And Max is just a love bug. So, positives on homesteading. Since I've been talking negative lately about different things, because I try to get everybody to realize it's not all rainbows and unicorns when it comes to homesteading. But I wanted to, since it's Christmas time, it's time to be merry, not grinching. Max has been good. He hasn't been grinching lately. I figured I'd talk the positives about homesteading for those of you that are thinking about homesteading, those that are wanting to homestead, have thought about it, don't plan to do it, or the ones that are homesteading. It just might push you to go ahead and homestead, and for those of you that homestead, you understand. So one of the best things about homesteading is if you have animals like bugs. Even if you're not homesteading, you just have dogs or cats or birds or whatever. To be able just to have the love of your animals, going over like today, Caesar came up, was giving me kisses, putting his head down on my shoulder, and Cleopatra was nice today. She got some lovin's, and Girl and Gunners and everybody else. So the ones I got pictures of yesterday that I put up in a post, they were the ones that wanted to get photos. They wanted to get loves. Stubbs, he wanted no pictures. The donkeys wanted no pictures. I tried Love Bug. Love Bug didn't want no pictures. So I only got the few with the pictures, and they were the only ones. I didn't do the dogs because everybody sees the dogs all the time. I figure I'd just do the animals at the homestead. But that is one major positive of homesteading is the love of the animals, the happiness it brings, the love it brings. And then today, while I've been laying here wrapped up in this blanket, Max would lay across me, and then he would get down when he got too hot, and then Chubbs would jump up, and then Mickey Mouse would jump up, and then Minnie Mouse would lay next to me for a little bit here and there. And that's just one of the major benefits of homesteading, which I love. Another benefit of homesteading, when you're out in the woods, especially here in Arkansas, not to bash Colorado, but in Colorado, I could go across my whole 50 acres. You might see a scorpion. And that's pretty much all I saw at the ranch in Colorado. I did see a garter snake one time at my pond, but that's pretty much it in Colorado. Here in Arkansas, in the woods, if you're in a subtropical or tropical climate, there's so many life forms out here. Going through the homestead, you see caterpillars, you see butterflies. Of course, you have the ticks, the flies, the mosquitoes, but the different snakes, the squirrels, the armadillos, the rabbits, the turkeys, the bobcat, the deer, the bear, everything I've seen out here on the homestead. The leaves change in color, coming into spring, the leaves change in color going into fall, seeing all the icicles forming around new buds on the trees, icicles hanging from the rock formations back behind the house site, back on the cliffs. It's magical. And when I had my friend out here a couple weeks ago, and we went hiking, and then when I had my friend Kim out here about a month ago, and we went hiking down Purdom Lane, just to stop in the middle of the woods and not hear a single thing except like springtime when you hear birds, or summertime with the tree frogs and the cicadas and all them. It's paradise. When you're in the city and you hear cars and sirens, or here at the restaurant where you just hear the highway buzzing back and forth because this place is insulated, that's just another benefit of homesteading is the peacefulness, the calmness, the nature aspect. And that takes me into the third one, is when you're working your homestead and you get your hands down in the dirt, whether you're gardening, whether you're moving rocks, whether you're working along the fence line, whether you're doing firewood, whether you're just rolling around in the leaves with the dogs like I've done. You gonna get down? Go ahead. It's something I can't explain. It's something you've just got to do. If you've grown up in the city and you've gone on a camping trip, or you were in Boy Scouts or Girl Scouts, or if you've ever gone out and just got your hands dirty, when you take your shoes off and walk across the beach and your feet just hit that sand, it's just a whole nother world. When you're in good soil and you put your feet down and you dig your toes down in the soil, or you're digging with your hands, it's that energy from the earth. It's that nature aspect. It's magical. It's like Christmas. It's a holiday magical season. And that's what homesteading is about. It's about the animals. It's about nature. It's about the soil. It's about growing crops. It's about, eventually fruit trees. For some of you, you might have fruit trees already. Doing flower gardens or honeybees. It's bird watching. It's just being out there in nature. And that's the pros of homesteading. Being able to work your land, work your animals, do what you want to do, being able to enjoy your life. And I was on the phone earlier tonight with someone for hour and a half almost, and she was talking about she's got 3, 4 jobs. She wakes up 7 in the morning. She doesn't get home till 1, 2 in the morning. Goes to sleep, wakes right back up, does the whole thing again, and she wants to get into a lifestyle like me, and just trying to realize what it would be not to having to do that daily grind, working nonstop. And that's a lot of people. A lot of people, including me, up until I lost everything in 2011. I worked 18-hour days, doing the grind because the more you live in the city, the more bills you have, the more money you need. So the more you have to work. And that's the pro with homesteading. When you're homesteading, it does cost money, but your time is going into you. One of the big pros of homesteading is when you go to a 9 to 5 job, you lose 30, 40% to taxes. Your time is going to somebody else, the CEO, the manager. They bank off of your hours. They bank off of your time. They bank off of your money. When you're homesteading, that big pro is if I put an hour into my homestead, I get the full hour of the benefit from my time. Nobody's taking 30, 40% my time. I don't get paid on the homestead, but in a way I do because I'm getting paid by my animals. I'm getting paid by my enjoyment, my happiness, the excitement of dealing with the animals, of being able to hike across my own property. When you live in the city and you have a 1/25th of a yard like I had growing up, you can't just go hike your property. Your backyard's only like maybe 40 by 50, if that, something like that. And your front yard's about the same, very small, not much land. When you're homesteading or ranching or farming, you're able to enjoy your land because you're not looking for 1/25th of an acre. You're looking for lots of acres. Even if you only have 5 acres, 5 acres, you can actually walk around some, do a little bit. Not as much unless it's heavily treed like Arkansas. Um, but that's why I say, like the original homesteaders had so many acres of land. I think in my thought, if you're going to homestead, you want at least 40 acres. My 50-acre ranch, in my mind, I would say not less than 50 because the 50 acres was way too much for me. But I was able to walk back and forth across my property. I made that trail with the dozer. And on 5 acres or 2 acres, you can't really go out and hike for an hour. 50 acres, 40 acres or more, you can go out, you can hike for a while. The homestead, if I hike Purdom Lane, takes me a good probably 45 minutes to hour to hike all the way to the back, all the way back up to the front. And that's if I don't hike up to the house site. And then once I connect the driveways up to Gregory Lane and stuff like that, I can do a big circuit. And that's another benefit of a homestead. You can set up your own nature trails. You can set up your own driveways like I'm doing, where I'll be able to do probably like a mile and a half circuit from the house. And then now that I'm going to have my buddy moving out to the homestead next year, he'll be down the driveway from me across Purdom Lane on the backside of the homestead. So now I'm talking about getting a pool table for the house, um, set up a covered barbecue pit area so that way he can come up. We can barbecue some burgers or steaks, sit by a campfire, make like a bonfire area, because in Arkansas we can burn almost year round, except sometimes when we had the small droughts where for a couple weeks they shut down any burning. But like Colorado, it was very few and far between that you could actually burn because of all the burn bans. So that's another pro of homesteading, farm, and ranching. You can set up these things and have buddies come over or family come over and be able to enjoy being on your land. And when you put your time, your effort, your heart, your soul, your blood, your tears, your sweat into your land, then you don't want to go anywhere else. Excuse me. Because if you set up the homestead where it is a homestead, it's not just a house in the city, it's a home site. It's where your heart is, where your soul is. Then you don't want to go anywhere. You want to enjoy it. And that's what I had planned. You know, I'm going to have my buddy out there. We're going to be able to shoot pool. We're going to be able to barbecue. We're going to be able to sit under the stars and talk about all different crazy ideas and try to be pinky in the brain how we're going to take over the world. Not really. Um, and then I got the homesteading family right next to us as well. And I'm sure we'll be doing things with them. And my other neighbors, uh, my neighbor Ted's working on getting gardens and fruit trees and all that put in. So just having that community, having the people around that are like mind, that think like me, not alien ways, homesteading ways, um, but to just enjoy life, enjoy our land, enjoy where we are, the peaceful, the quietness, and be able to put our life work into our land. And I think that's about it. I think that's the most positive parts of homesteading, which is pretty much everything about homesteading. And even on cold days like we just had, even though I had to go out and break ice, I still got love from the animals. I got to see them excited about food and see that they all did well. Big Mama hasn't had the baby. She was hobbling around today again, so I'm thinking she's close, but we'll find out. I will do a video on that. I still haven't sat down to do my end of the year video, so I still need to go back and watch my New Year's new goals for 2022 so I can see what I had set up and see what, if anything, I got accomplished this year, which I don't know if I did, and do my end of the year video and then get ready to do my New Year, New Goal 2023. And then the VA sent me paperwork. I got that along with a bunch of Christmas cards from people. So thank you for those of you that mailed cards out to me. Wasn't necessary. I appreciate it. You didn't have to spend money sending me cards and stuff. So, but the VA sent me the thing. So January 6th, I have my dental at in Harrison at the VA. So I'll get a couple of my cavities hopefully taken care of and be able to continue going on about my life without any mouth pain. Not that I'm in any now, but with as much sugar as I drink in my coffee and all my Cokes, everybody says they can't believe I have teeth. Cards are nice, DT, but in my mind, I'd just rather somebody send me an email or a text message or something like that. There's no need to spend money on a card or stamps or anything like that. I'd rather people save their money. So, with that, I think that's pretty much it. I've got some ideas about here at the restaurant and some things happening on my rental house and things I haven't talked about. I'm going to be talking about that on the New Year's new goals coming up on January 1st when I release that video. And until then, I think this is the last video till the end of the year video that I'm going to get ready to do for the end of this month. Unless Big Mama has the baby or some of my goats pop. I don't know. I see everybody having baby goats, but we all know how my goats are. My goats like to wait until like the very, very last of December going up to mid-February to the early part of March. They like the coldest time. Luckily, minus 26, they didn't have babies because we all know last year I lost several babies to the cold for the ones that decided to have babies in the 60 inches of snow we had. So luckily, none of the animals had babies, but we should have some babies coming up. If Big Mama pops, I'll be doing a video on that. If not, my next video will be um, end of year in review for 2022. And then I hope everybody has a great New Year's. I hope everybody had a great Christmas. And I appreciate everybody joining in. Thank you, DT. I appreciate it. And I hope everybody had a great Christmas, had a great day, whether you were with family, without family, had a big dinner, or just heated up a microwave dinner, or if you just ate Christmas cookies. Go out. You still have a few more hours till today's over. Watch a Christmas movie if you haven't. I watched Candace Cameron Burr, DJ from Family Matters. Christmas Eve, I watch her Let It Snow and Christmas Under Wraps and the cartoon Grinch. That's my Christmas Eve. I watch those three Christmas Eve. And then Christmas Day, I watched A Christmas Story and It's a Wonderful Life. And then I'll probably watch a few more Christmas movies because after today, I don't watch Christmas movies until starting December 1st again. So get out there, watch a Christmas movie before Christmas is over. For those Grinches out there, don't be Grinching. Have a little bit of holiday cheer. And I hope everybody has a great night. And I'll see you guys on the next video. Thank you for following the journey. Thank you for being part of the journey. And Merry Christmas to everybody. And to all, a good night. Take care.